Okay, folks, welcome back. We're looking at numerical reasoning, short test 3, question number 1. Ricky lives on Sudbury Lane and takes the bus regularly. Below is the timetable of the bus route he uses. On a Monday, how long does the journey take from Sudbury Lane to Wembley Park? Now, he says it's on a Monday, so we're supposed to be looking at this column over here. So we're going from Sudbury Lane to Wembley. So it's 10 o'clock to 10:09. So that's 9 minutes. Now, it wants to answer in seconds, so we need to multiply that by 60 minutes, 60 seconds in each minute. So that will give us 540 seconds. Okay, that's the first question, done 1A. Question B, mark the journey that takes the least time on a Thursday. Again, Monday to Friday, Thursday, we'll be looking at the same part of the timetable, this block here. Is it Preston Road to Preston Hill, or is it Wembley Park to Preston Road? So we need to work out those times. So let's get our rubber and get rid of all this other stuff first. Okay. Okay, we need a big rubber as well. Right, let's have a look. So from Preston Road to Preston Hill, okay, we're going to have, let's have a look, where is it? Preston Road, Preston Hill. From 31 to 44, there's going to be a 13-minute journey. From Wembley Park to Preston Road, from here to there, we're going to have 31 minus 9 minutes. So that will give us an answer of 22 minutes. So the one that takes the least amount of time will be the first one. Okay, next question. Mark the day on which traveling from Preston Road to Preston Hill is shorter. So Preston Road to Preston Hill, is it going to be a Monday to Friday time, or is it going to be on the weekend? So in 10:31 to 10:44, so we have here a time of 13 minutes. 12:47 to 13:05 will give us a much greater time. So the one which have the least time will be again Thursday. Okay, not the weekend, will be much more. So that'll give you 13 minutes to the hour plus another 5. That'll be 18 minutes. So it's not that one. Oops, we've gone up too far. Okay, if on a particular Saturday roadworks increases journey times by 20%, how long will it now take Ricky to travel from Sudbury Lane to Wembley Park? Let's go back up here. Sudbury Lane, and we're going to travel to Wembley Park. Okay, so we're doing 12:15 to 12:30. Okay, so that will give us a time of 15 minutes. And we have to increase this by 20%. So 15 minutes, if we increase it by, if you work at 10%, first of all, that will give you 1.5 minutes because it's dividing by 10. If I want another 10% to make the 20%, I need another 1.5 minutes. So it goes there, how long will it now take? So the original time was 15 minutes, which is here. And we're going to take an additional 3 minutes for question part D. Okay, so that will take us altogether 18 minutes. They want the answer in seconds. So let's take some more space over here. So we've got 18 times by 60. So we times by 6 first. 8 times by 6, that will give us 48. 1 times by 6 is 6. Add 4 is 10. And to make it 60, you put the 0 back in. So the answer will be 1080 seconds. That's the end of question number 1. Okay, in the sequence below, missing terms are represented by the letters A, B, and C. What is the value of term B? So before we do that, we need to work out the pattern. So 3 to 6, we are multiplying by 2, 6 to 2, 12, we are also multiplying by 2. So it's like a doubling pattern. So 48, if you times it by 2, that'll give you a B value of 96. So 48 times by 2, 96. Then it says, what's the sum of terms B and C? Well, we need to work out C. Well, C will be equal to 96, which is term B. 96 times that by 2. So 96, if you multiply that by 2, that will give us an answer of 6 times 2 is 12. That's 1892. Now we have to add up B and C. Well, B is over here. C is over here. Let's add them up. That little line shouldn't be there. That's from before. Okay, let's change color. So 6 and 2 is 8, 9 and 9 is 18, 1 and 1 is 2. So that should give us a total of 288. What is the value of term A? Now term A we haven't done it yet, we're going to go backwards, opposite time by 2. If you're going this way, you are timesing by 2. And if you go backwards, you have to divide by 2. To get to A, we're going to go backwards in the pattern. So we have to do 3 divided by 2. So half of 3 will give us 1.5. That's that part done. Question 2D now. How many of the terms excluding A, B, and C are multiples of 4? So we're not allowed to include A, or B, or C. But we've got to find out the rest of them, which one are in the 4 times tables. Well, 3 is not in the 4 times table. 6 is not in the 4 times table. But all of the rest are in the 4 times table. So that gives us 3 values. So we put down 3. And the numbers are 12, 24, and 48. So them are the 3 that we chose. So all we need to write down is 3. How many of the terms above, excluding A, B, and C, are triangular numbers? So let's get our rubber. Let's make some clarity here because it's getting a bit messy. Ooh. Okay, right. So we're not allowed to consider A, B, and C. So we have to consider. Oops, I don't want to do that. We will need to consider these numbers here. Find out which one of these are triangular numbers. Now, triangular numbers are numbers that make from the pattern of triangles. So, for example, you have like this. So that's first triangular number is 1, then is 3, and then we add another layer on, then that becomes 6, then we add another layer on top, that becomes 10, then it becomes 15, then becomes 21, and so on and so on. So let's have a look. So 3 is a triangular number, and so is 6. So if you look in our pattern, we got 3 here and 6 there. So that will give us an answer of 2 of them are triangular numbers. Okay. Next question. Question number 3. The pie chart below shows the favorite subjects of 200 children in year 6. Now remember, a percentage pie chart will have a total of 100%. So what percentage of maths was their favorite subjects? We already got 42 and 20 and 23. So you write down 42, add 20, add 23. That'll give you 60, 83% so far. So we're looking for the remaining percentage to take us up to 100. So that will give us, hang on a second, no, there's a mistake there. It's not 83, it's 85%. Pardon me, I didn't add that number properly. Let's go back, fix that straight away. So we have 23. So that gives you 85%. Okay, lovely. So we have 100% total. 80%, 85% has been counted for. So that leaves us with a total of 15%. Question 3b. It says there, how many students said English was their favorite subject? So students for English is 20%. So it's 20% of the total number of students. Can be very tiring percentages. 20% of 200. So to work 20% of 200, we can use traditional method or we can work at 10% first. So 10%, divide that by 10 is 20. And then to work at 20%, we just double it. So double of 20 will give us 40 children. So 40 children are the number of children that studied English. Then next part, question C. If 3/8 of the pupils who said English was their favorite subject are girls, how many girls does this represent? So now that we know there's 40 in English, we've got to work out 3/8 of 40. And the way we work that out is by saying 40, we divide it by the bottom number, times it by the top number. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 5 times by 3 is 15. So that gives us a value of 15 girls like English. The rest of them were the boys out of the 40. Using your answer from part C, how many boys said English? Well, the number of boys and the number of girls together makes 40. So 15 add the number for boys gives you 40. So that will give us an answer of nice and easy is 25. 25 boys like English. Oops, gone down too far. How many degrees does a segment for English represent? Now we know English is 20%. Is 20% of, if you want to convert it to angles, you've got to work at 20% of 360 degrees. Now we know 10% is, divide that by 10, is 36. So 20% is double of that, which is 72. So the answer is 72 degrees. So we've got to work out 20% of the 360 degrees of a pie chart. And that's the end of that question. Let's move on to question number 4. Question number 4. Adrian is saving money for a bike whilst donating to charity. Of his weekly £15 pocket money, Adrian donates 1/3 to charity. So 1/3 to charity would mean £15 divided by 3, which is £5 he gives to charity per week. And the remaining 2/3 is saved on his bike. Well, if he's got £15 a week and £5 charity, so he's got £10 a week left. Okay, that's how much he's actually saving. So how much money is put towards the bike every week? We just worked out just right now. It's £10. Okay. After 4 weeks, how much money has he given to charity? We know he's giving £5 per week because we just worked it. We just worked it out. So we have to multiply that by 4. So that'll give you £20. After X weeks, Adrian has donated £55 to charity. So he's giving £5 a week times by the mysterious X. And that gives you 55. So opposite times by 5 is divide by 5. So the answer will be 11 weeks. It'll take him 11 weeks. If the bike costs £120, what percentage towards the cost of the bike has he saved after 9 weeks? We know he's saving £10 a week. So 9 weeks times by 10 is £90. So we've got to work out £90 as a percentage of the cost of the bike, which is 120. So 90 over 120. And then we can convert that into percentage by timesing by 100 over 1. Now when we do percentage, we always try to cancel. We can cancel this way or that way. This way vertically, or we can cancel that way, or we can do both. So let's have a look. Let's change color now. So 90, so I'm going to divide that by 10, divide that by 10. Then we've got 90 and 12 now. So we can say divide that by 3, that will give you 30. Divide that by 3 will give you 4. Now I'm going to cancel again. Now divide that by 4 and divide that, no, sorry, we can't divide them both by 4. Take that back. We have 4 there. Divide it by 2 actually instead. So we've got 30 over 4 times by 10. So we can say divide that by 2. It's 2. Divide that by 2 is 5. And we've got 30 over 2. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 2. That gives you 15. So we have 15 times by 5. So we cancel and cancel and cancel until we can't cancel anymore. Okay. Now we've got 15 times by 5. Now if I go back to this question, I'm going to show you how we can do the cancelling in a much quicker way. I'm just going to undo all this working out and show you a much quicker cancelling. Now if I take this direction here, rather than that, right, let's try, divide that by 30. Divide that by 30. This should actually finish the question quite quickly compared to what I've just done. So I'm going to show you a quicker method now. So divide that by 4. Divide that by 4. Okay. So that'll leave you with 3 times by 25 over 1 times by 1, which gives us 75%. Okay, so if the bike is on sale and now costs £100, once Adrian has saved enough money to purchase the bike, so it will take him, so he's saving £10 a week, it'll take him 10 weeks. How much has he given to charity? Well, we know he's giving £5 a week to charity. It took him 10 weeks to make £100. So 10 times by the 5. So in charity he's given in the same time £50. Okay, last question. Question number 5. How many children own both dogs and fish? So we got to look at the part of the Venn diagram that overlaps, which is part here 3. How many children do not own either of the 2 pets? For that one, we've got to go outside the circle, but not outside the rectangle. So that is actually 15. As a fraction of the total number of children, how many children own fish? So how many children own fish for part C? We've got to do here the 12 plus 3. So we got 15 students in total that own a fish, divided by the total number of children, which is 40. Okay, I'm going to rub that little fish diagram out because that just confuses it. And we want to say as a fraction, so we need to start cancelling this fraction down. So we divide that by 5, we divide that by 5, so that gives you 3 over 8. Okay, 3 over 8. What is the ratio of only dogs owned to only fish? Well, only dogs is here, and only fish is here. So we need to write that down and cancel it down. 10 to the ratio of 12. So we divide that by 2, divide that by 2. That gives you a ratio of 5 to 6. If 20% of the children with neither of the two pets, which is 15 really, get a dog, so you've got to work out 20% of 15. You know 10% is 1/10. 1/10 is 1.5. And if you want to double that, that'll give you the 20%. So there's 3 of them. So 20% of 15 is equal to 3 extra people. Now it says there, how many people would now own a dog? So at the moment, the people who own a dog is 10 at 3. So we got, we'll do work out here, 10 at 3. And then we're going to have the extra 3 from the bottom. So that will give us an answer of 16. Okay.